Hello, everybody. Just wanted to get on here real quick and um share about how my week has been so far. So, in the description, it basically states it speaks for itself. It's been a very, very rough week. It's only Wednesday. Very rough week between home, here, my family, my job, my kids. It's been rough. And talking and venting doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it. So you have to go through other measures. And I don't have anything covered. I am so sorry. This was just spontaneous. Was not planning to do this, but I had to share with you guys. When things get like this and you're struggling to keep it together, you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with anything. But you have to push through. That's currently what I'm doing. I'm pushing through. It is very difficult for me to not lose it, to burst into tears, to cry, to scream, to yell, whatever. It's hard. For example, at work, where I work at, we schedule patients for follow-up appointments and new patient appointments. We have a new system that got upgraded over the weekend. It has not worked since they updated it. That was Saturday. Here we are Wednesday, and it's still not updated. We can't do anything. We can't schedule people. We can't update information. We can't take payments. So you can only imagine the frustration between the patients and us. We can't do anything. And IT supposedly have been working on it, but there's no real answer until this afternoon, 30 minutes before we closed, and then we found a response. Then we got a resolution, temporary, but it worked. So there's that. And then there's also boundaries. People, boundaries are very, 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 very important. If you struggle with people in your family, in your lives, that try to control everything in your household, with your emotions, with your feelings, set boundaries. That is a must. You have to have boundaries. Or else you're never going to survive. You're just going to be riddled with anxiety and depression for however long it lasts. You have to set boundaries with people. It is very difficult to do, but it's necessary. I cannot express how important that is. Also, my little one, my youngest, has been running a fever since Monday night. And I finally took him to urgent care. He has RSV, and he's 2. So I had to take him to urgent care, get that taken care of, go wait at the pharmacy to get the medication filled. And he's had doses of Tylenol, ibuprofen pumped into him since Monday night, and the fever won't go down. So evidently RSV is going around in toddlers. So there's that. So like I said, I am struggling to keep it together, but this is what I look like when I'm frazzled. I don't look it, but I feel it inside. Once again, you have to read. You have to read something. You can't just sit there and say, I'll be okay. You have to mentally read something, whether it's a poem or it's a story, a book you're reading, a scripture, devotional. You have to focus your mind on something else. You have to divert it. So whenever you get that anxiety feeling and you feel like you're losing it, grab something, read something. Don't just listen to music. I mean, that'll help to an extent, but your mind needs to focus and read something to divert to something else, to where you're not stressed and full of anxiety and you're not just losing your mind. So I'm better. Now that I vented, I'm better. But I encourage you all to set boundaries with whoever you're having issues with. It's very important to do that. Things not going to get any better if you don't. It's hard. It's hard, but it's better for you if you do it. Trust me. Work. Don't bring work home. Don't bring work home. It's a bad idea. I've been with the same company for nine years. Very difficult to keep work at work. Very difficult. But you can't be consumed with work problems or bring it home, because everyone else feeds off of it. And whatever you bring home, they get the effect, and then they suffer because you're bringing it to home. You're bringing it home and you're suffering because you won't drop it at work. So, with all that said, I'm not going to go into any more details of everything going on, but that's the gist of everything. It's hard for a lot of people, but therapy, talking to someone, a counselor, someone outside of your circle of friends, like your close friends, and someone outside of your family, that helps to vent and to talk to someone. That way it's not getting back to, well, she said this and he said that. It's not going around in a vicious cycle. Just talk to someone who you trust. Like, I don't know. I talk to my therapist. So that's what she's there for, is someone to talk to vent to. So, talk to somebody if you have issues. And it's getting to the point where there's too many people that are taking their own lives. Way too many people. A coworker of mine told me that her cousin committed suicide last week. There's too much of that going on. And it's very hurtful to me. So we have to take care of ourselves, and we have to focus on getting better, because the economy is not going to change. It's just not. The government's not going to change. We have to take matters into our own hands and get ourselves better for the ones that are around us that we love. So, with all that said, I am better. I got home, gave the medicine to my kid. I ate something, whatever I could find to eat, I ate. Now there's other little stuff popping around everywhere that I'm just going to let it go. And I'm going to say good night. And things will be better tomorrow, because there's always tomorrow. We are granted another day. Tomorrow. So when you wake up in the morning, even on you are stressed, full of anxiety, you're upset, whatever the case may be, it's just temporary for this moment. So maybe go to sleep, you wake up in the morning, thank the Lord that you have another day to live, that you have another day to make a difference, that you have another day to be who He wants you to be. So, with that said, I'm going to jump off of here, and I feel better for venting. And thank you for listening. Leave comments, advice, whatever, just whatever, and I'll get back with you guys. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Doodles.